Alright guys, Joey's from Joey's RC Junkyard again here. We got a Savage. It's got a losi 427 on it. It's in really good shape. So I got a lot of aluminum upgrades on it. 3-shoe aluminum clutch setup. It's like RD Logistics pipe. You can see it's kind of scratched off. But it's in very good shape. It's got a 2.4 gigahertz radio. Hpi TF-40 2.4K. It's a nice radio. I like the little micro receiver. It's in really good shape. It's an older Savage, but it's got the losi 427 on it with a drill drive. Now, if you're going to stop this truck, you need a drill. You need this that goes with it. It goes on the backing plate. So, the backing plate has a. Alright, guys, I'm going to stop this truck. But we're not even there yet. We're not even close yet. Well, we are kind of. Well, what we do here at Joey's RC Junkyard, we bring the trucks in, they come in, I take the tires off and bring them up here on the bench. Check, see how the suspension sags. This one's a little, it's okay. Check to make sure all like, I plug a nice, decent size hump pack to the receiver. Pull the battery out. And I plug a nice, decent size hump pack in there. And I grab my radio, and I check it until it comes on. See, it's perfect. I go to my throttle, make sure it's set back. Check this, it's right dead center in the middle, and the trim is nice and straight. Now I'm going to check the throttle. Wide open, wide open, wide open. Now I'm going to hold it wide open, and I'm going to turn it off. Check my fail-safe, because this radio has a built-in fail-safe. Shut my radio off, see it's on, see the light, I'm going to shut it off. The throttle closed completely, and the light is flashing, letting me know the radio signal is lost from the radio, from the transmitter to the receiver. Okay, so we know all that works. So I'm going to just unplug it. The radio's already off. I'm going to put it on the floor because I don't need it. Up. I'm going to go down here. I took this apart because the steering was binding bad. It was making this weird noise. The person that had this truck, maybe before him, I don't know, had these go through your steering belt crank. These are the posts for it. One goes through the top, one goes to the battery. Where the battery goes, it's another screw. And I don't know, this has been dremeled or grinded on a grinder some way. I don't know what this guy did to this, but you know, you got all this nice Savage. You go and do that. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take screws and we're going to screw all of where the screws need to go in the Savage. So as you notice, there's a lot of holes where screws go. So just take your screwdriver, don't go crazy with it. And where aluminum goes, please put Loctite. I had already previously put Loctite, and I usually put it in the hole on a bulkhead. I just give it a little bop, and that's enough. Take another screw, stick it in here. Now these other 4 screws, which are here, and there, are not going into aluminum. They're going into plastic. So those don't. You could put Loctite them on if you wanted to, but I wouldn't. There's really no need to, because of the plastic, and these screws have some pretty thick threads on them, so they'll be fine. The other one. Now these guys, just be careful because you don't want to tighten this down crazily. Nice and tight, everything's nice and tight. Remember, another thing about all these RC trucks, I've mentioned it in my videos before, that after you run your trucks, guys, see these screws, even the ones that are plastic, I mean the ones that are going into plastic. Check those too, especially components like this, because these trucks are known to loosen up. You'll strip your steering servo. You want to go spend $50 on a steering servo, but your screws will loosen your belt crank. You know what's going to happen there, right, guys? Yeah. You're going to strip your $50 servo, and then you have to go buy a rebuild kit for it. Because all you would have had to do was tighten down your screws. nice and tight. Now look at this. This is a really nice Savage, guys. Really nice. What we're going to do here now is we're just going to test the motor. Well, we're going to clean the workbench. It's got a little bit of like fuel leaked out of the exhaust out of this line. So I'm going to work the bench off. Good shit. Alright, so I think the fuel tank has a leak in it because there's a lot of excess fuel here all over the side of the truck, on the A-arm, down underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our gas tank. I don't know if this thing's going to leak or what the deal is with it. I don't know. It could be the line. This guy's got a braided fuel line on here. Cool. Right on there. Not a big fan of the braided fuel line, but whatever. Here's what it is. Braided fuel line. Sometimes these can be a little bit tricky, guys. Just a little patience. It's on there, nice and tight. You don't have to have it. I mean, it's good to protect your fuel lines from your heat of your engine, but you don't have to. Alright. I've already started this truck, that's why there's fuel in it. I know this truck runs. So we're going to try to start it up. Tune it up. Our steering works. Then I want to go over to the rack of wheels over there. Just for you that have been to the house before. Seen us over here in Warwick, Rhode Island. You know the rack of wheels. So what are we going to put on this Savage? What body are we going to put on? It had a Jeep body on it, but kid bought a T-Maxx today. Took the Jeep body. So this truck no longer has a Jeep body with it. So anybody looking for a nice decent running Savage, this is a lot of upgrades. Alright guys, I'm going to get my temp gun. Always going to have my temp gun. I'll make sure my temp gun's working. The battery's good. Got my tuning screwdriver. I got a little bit of fuel in the car. That's how I like to prime them. I wasn't going to use the radio, but I might as well turn it on. You shouldn't need the radio because of the way this thing adjusted, but because I already adjusted it once, but I'm going to put the radio on it. Coming out, as you can see there, it runs pretty good, but oh, it stalled. Joke, I don't know. I don't know. Too much. I did go a lot in. So actually with a whole like turn and a half. So let's check our temp and see where our temp is. 77 degrees. It's not even warm yet. This is a big engine, so let's let it warm up a little bit. Because I gave it gas, I either flooded it out or I starved it for fuel. Idling pretty good right there. Wheels are spinning. See that turning the wheels once the wheels are on it. Flipper clutches engages just like it should. I'm going to check our temp again. Oops, stalled it. Check our temp again. Not hot at all. This thing is not hot at all. So it's either getting too much fuel, guys, or not enough. I think it's not getting enough because it's almost all the way in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up almost flush with the top and see how it likes it, see if it likes that. Maybe too much. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in just a little tiny bit with my idle. Just a little bit, just to open up a little bit more to see if it wants to run, giving it more fuel. So let's see how it goes. Don't like it. I'm gonna go back out a little bit more with the idle, just a little bit. See how it likes that. I don't know if I might be flooding it out. Let me go in a little bit. Could be flooding it out, guys. Going, a lot of fuel's coming out, so. After I got the engine to run again, to idle it back down. But it was way out of tune. The engine is way out of tune, and it's not even warm yet. I'm going to let it warm a couple, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, let it warm. Give it a little bit of throttle. Looks good, got some smoke coming out. Check the temp again. I'm only saying it's 97 degrees. I'm going to get my hood on. I use good infrared thermometer. That was close. It says 121. But I think she's ready. Really good running nitro engine right there. You watch the wheels spin, you guys can see it. Lift the clutch, everything's working. Alright, we're going to shut it off before we die of nitro fuel. I'm going to pinch the fuel line and shut it off. Okay, guys. Shut it. I'm going to unplug our pump pack, shut our radio off, put it down here. Now after we shut everything off, well, it's a Losi 427. If you guys are familiar with the nitro scene, you know these are really good engines. So, and they hold a tune for a very, very long time. Our final temp, after I put a couple of screwdrivers in after a few seconds, was 143. You can see that. I mean, I let the truck warm up forever. You guys seen however long it warmed up for. It runs absolutely fantastic. Not good, fantastic. I'm not going to wind it out and I'm not going to do all that craziness. So this truck, it ran rich. I like to tune a nitro engine rich. I like it nice and rich, you know what I mean? Because I like my piston and sleeves to last a long, long time. As much fuel out I don't need a nitro truck that does 60, 70 miles an hour. The Jado, I have an obnoxious Jado. I don't even use it. It's on my shelf. I just got it because it's a Traxxas product. Well, guys, it's really a nice truck. I'm not a big fan of the Hpi Savage. They've made so many of them over the last 10 years. I like the Traxxas T-Maxx. I'm a Traxxas guy at heart. I just think they're easy to work on. Here we have a 2.5 T-Maxx. This is a bone stock 2.5 T-Maxx. Oh, it has a rear skid plate on it. That's it. I just think the flat chassis is so much easier to work on than the chassis rail setup that the Hpi Savage have on it. Even the Warhead, how we did a video on. I hate those chassis braces. They're so hard, so difficult, like to get in here, you know, to get the. I did the steering bell crank. It took me about 40 minutes or so to straighten out that steering bell crank first to get, because the guy had too much Loctite in the screws. It was crazy. I could have done the T-Maxx so much faster. I just like the T-Maxx. There's a lot of reasons why. Over the last 10 or 12 years, the T-Maxx is pretty much the same truck it was when it was first made. It's got a different engine on it. You know what I mean? Obviously different color boxes. If you look at the Traxxas boxes from 15 years ago, this box is the same. They're running the same servo setup. They're running the same setup, you know. They eliminated the reverse. A lot easier to work on. I'd much rather work on 20 of those than one of them, because those are just a nice truck. They break less, but I'd still rather have the T-Maxxes. They're easy to maintain, easy to get at. If you break it, your throttle servo goes. I mean, HPI's is right here, but if you're going to change a steering servo on this, look at it. It's right there, guys. If you can see it, it's right here. This is your steering servo. There's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one on your servo saver that holds it to the servo. Done. 5 screws. The Savage. Let's look at the Savage. To get to the servo, yeah, you can get to 2 of the screws. You can't loosen the servo saver if there's one on it, which is not one on this truck. And you can't get to the back screws that hold the other 2 screws where the servo holds to the bottom of the truck. So you've got to remove this whole skid plate assembly here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 screws. I mean, you can bend it back, but you also can snap the plate. You just take the 2 screws off here and the plate can come right off. But that's crazy to change the steering servo. I could change 5 of them by the time you get one changed here. It's just crazy. But some people prefer the Savage. They think it's better than the T-Maxx. What does Joey's RC Junkyard think? I think it's personal preference. If you grow up an HPI guy, you're going to like the Savage. It's like Ford and Chevrolet. Some people just go with Ford because they grew up with it. Their parents grew up with it. I was a Ford guy because my dad was a Ford guy. I'm a Traxxas guy because that's the first one I bought. My son, Joey, younger Joe Jr., he's a Traxxas guy. Yeah, he has a Savage. And my son Lucas, he's going to be a Traxxas guy. He's going to learn it from me. I'm going to teach him everything that I know here with Traxxas RC Junkyard. But, well guys, we're going to go over there to the wall of wheels. Take a look and see what we're going to put on this. I got a nice pretty set of, I think they're off the newer 4.6. Or I got a nice Team Associated, see the Team Associated Monster GT wheels, brand new, put on this. I don't know. Well, we're going to go look at our wheels, tires, and see what we're going to put a setup on. This put stock Traxxas or stock HPI on this. I don't know. Let me go see what I got over there, and we'll get back. This is Joey from Joey's RC Junkyard talking about a Savage, discussing T-Maxx Savage, fixing, checking, letting you guys know, see as what we do to the trucks as they come in. This truck's been here probably a couple of months anyways. We had a guy interested in it, and he didn't, ended up going with a T-Maxx. So we ran this today to get it started for him. We ran both trucks. He preferred the T-Maxx over this because I discussed the flat chassis, so that's what he went with. So now we're just going to go right through this and make sure everything's good. The steering locked up a little bit on us. That's why we took this truck apart. And, we've taken it out before, but we're going to make sure 100%. Now it's 100%. Tomorrow it's going to go out for the test run. I'm going to leave the fuel in it overnight. I'll probably add the rest of this. I'm going to put a full tank in this. I get 2 other Savages to go out, by the way. Well, if it's nice tomorrow, we're going to take 3 Savages out. We'll take our pins back on here. I think this thing's leaking. I got other gas tanks. I'll have to take a look and see if I've got the other gas tanks. I think I got a couple of them. I'm not sure. I'll pull them up on the other trucks. If somebody wanted this truck and the gas tank, I got plenty of Savages here I can pull gas tanks off of, so it's really not a big issue. I'm not a big fan of these clips either on this gas tank. I'm not a big fan, but it's easy removable. I wish Traxxas would come up with something like that. Well, their gas tanks, 4 screws to take it off. But the only thing, you would take the, you put a skid plate over here. You can't get to the 2 inside, and you can't get to the 2 inside on the motor mount either. So you have to take the motor out from the top. A little tougher to get an easy starter on it, but it is. Alright guys, we're going to go to our wall wheels, take a look and see what we got for wheels for this truck. I know it was on it, but those are gone. They were sold today. So this is Joey from Joey's RC Junkyard, Warwick, Rhode Island. Savage, back.